Okay, so let's forget everything you think you know about using Claude. We're not here to talk about asking it fun questions or writing a simple email. No. We are here to completely transform it into an automated operating system that can run huge parts of your business. And I'm not exaggerating. If you're just firing off one-off questions in a chat window, you are missing out on seriously about 90% of its actual power. That's the potential we're going to unlock together.
You know, to put it another way, using Claude like a basic chatbot is kind of like owning a supercar, but only ever driving it in first gear. This whole explainer, this is your guide to finally unlocking all the other gears and really hitting the accelerator.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start by fixing the single biggest mistake almost everyone makes. Then we'll give Claude a permanent memory. After that, we'll package up your unique genius, connect it to all your other tools, and then put the whole thing on autopilot. And finally, we'll see the absolutely incredible results.
All right, first things first, we have to talk about something called the copy-paste wall. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's that feeling when you open a new chat and you have to re-explain your entire business, your goals, your brand voice, every single time. It's such a massive and hidden waste of your time.
And this leads to an even bigger, hidden cost, what we call tribal knowledge. See, every time you start a chat from scratch, all your best practices, your unique insights, your expertise, it all just stays locked up in your head. It never gets turned into a real, reusable asset that your business can scale with.
This is the huge leap we're talking about making. Right now, you might be on the left side, with an AI that forgets you, forces you to copy-paste, and just spits out generic advice. We're moving you to the right side, an operating system with full context that helps you build reusable assets and gives you strategy that's perfectly tailored to you.
So how do we actually do this? Well, the very first step is to give Claude a permanent memory of who you are and what your business is all about. This is where you stop being a stranger to your AI every time you talk to it and start building a real partnership.
And the way we do this is with something called a project. I want you to think of it just like this. It's a strategic bucket. It's one dedicated place where you pour in all your crucial business context, and the best part is, it stays there, forever, whether you talk to Claude today, tomorrow, or a year from now.
And getting started is shockingly simple. All you have to do is upload one core document, a business overview. The second you do that, you cure what I call blank slate syndrome. And from that moment on, every single thing Claude gives you is strategic and specific to you, not just generic fluff.
Now, what actually needs to be in this document? Well, these three things are absolutely non-negotiable. Claude has to know who you are as a company, exactly how you make money, and maybe most importantly, what are your top priorities for the next 90 days. This makes sure every single conversation is grounded in your reality.
Okay, so Claude has its memory, it knows who we are. Now we can start building on top of that. The next level is taking all that tribal knowledge we talked about out of your head and turning it into a process the AI can run perfectly every single time.
We do this by building what are called skills. And a skill is so much more than just a prompt. It's your entire expert workflow, packaged up and stored. It's the difference between vaguely asking for a blog post and deploying your entire content creation system with a single command.
Building one is actually pretty straightforward. You just create a simple text file called skill.md. Inside, you lay out your brand rules. You give it clear examples of what good looks like, and here's the pro tip. Use negation lists. You tell Claude exactly what not to say. That is the secret to finally killing that generic, robotic-sounding AI voice for good.
So, Claude remembers you. It knows your skills. Now it's time to break it out of that chat window and plug it into the rest of your business tools. And trust me, this is where things get really, really powerful. The technology that makes this happen is called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. And honestly, this is the perfect way to think about it. It's like a USB-C port for your AI. It's a universal connector that lets Claude securely plug into and talk to all your other applications.
So what does that actually let you do? Well, you can now tell Claude to do things in the real world. You can ask it to summarize a totally chaotic Slack thread, and then, in the very next sentence, tell it to turn that summary into a new ticket in Jira or update a contact in Salesforce, all without you ever leaving the chat.
Now we get to combine everything we've built. We've got the memory, we've got the skills, and now we have the connections. It's finally time to put your AI on autopilot, to go from actively chatting with it to having it work for you seamlessly in the background.
A really cool feature for this is called artifacts. So instead of asking for a boring text summary of some data, you can now tell Claude to actually build an interactive dashboard, or even a simple web app right there in the side panel. You can literally turn a messy spreadsheet into a beautiful, presentation-ready visual in just seconds.
And when you use the desktop app, you really unlock what feels like co-working with an AI. You can schedule Claude to do things automatically. Just imagine it triaging your entire inbox for you every morning, or taking your latest video transcript and turning it into a week's worth of social media posts, all while you're off doing something else.
So when you put this entire system together, what does it all add up to? Well, you fundamentally change not just how you work, but what you're even capable of achieving in a day.
This right here, this is your new reality. A complex, painful task that used to take 4 hours, 240 minutes, is now completely done in under 30 minutes. That's an 8 times increase in your productivity. And it's a direct result of building a true AI operating system, not just using a chatbot.
And that brings us to the most crucial point. When you follow these steps, your relationship with AI completely changes. You're not just prompting anymore. You are an architect. You're building an automated system that scales your single most valuable asset, your own expertise.
So I'll leave you with this final, powerful question. Once you've set this up and you've automated that 4-hour task, and then the next one, what are you going to build with all that time you just got back?